1996. And before Hulk Hogan turns heel and joins the NWO in professional wrestling, becoming the heavyweight champion all the way back then, our guest here from Connor, he doesn't have to turn heel. Sir, if you would introduce yourself.
Ryan Putthoff.
Connor High School has a great program, several state champions, team state champions in 1983. So I got to ask, what gets you into wrestling?
They started a elementary school program.
Okay.
So they just made an announcement one day on the radio or on the intercom air about starting a team. And didn't know much about wrestling. I knew some guys in town wrestled. So I kind of knew it existed, but I'm not so sure. I wasn't expecting like folding chairs and some ropes and stuff when I first got there. But maybe wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed it, stuck it out. It was a pretty neat little program. All the coaches went around to the different elementary schools and got us interested in it. And
let's go over your bracket here real quick, because you actually have your first round, you start off with Chris Floyd from Wayne County. And you win that by a 5-1 decision. But Chris Floyd goes on in 1998 and 1999. He wins the state championship from Wayne County. So you're starting off with a 2-time state champion, which is, kind of cool. And I didn't even think to mention that to Chris. Both of Chris's videos are already on the channel. We met with Chris way back in March of this year. So it's cool, man, that, you start off a senior, goes on to be a state champion, wrestles a upcoming 2-time state champion. It's kind of cool. To me it is anyway. Then you go on and you wrestle Jason Leach from Louisville Western, and you win that by a 2-0 decision. So you had to put some work in on that one. Kind of tell us about that one.
I really don't remember too much about it.
Okay, that's fine.
It was, like you said, 2-0. We, classic heavyweight match, I guess.
Yeah. And sometimes heavyweights can be the most, exciting matches to referee or watch, and sometimes they can just be like, Lord, what are we doing here? Then you get on to the semifinals, and you're wrestling Steve Mason from Christian County, and you win that by a 5-2 decision. Now, kind of tell us about that, because off camera you were saying it was a little bit hard of a match, wasn't it?
No, it was a battle. He was a bigger, stronger person. It was just a tough match. I don't think he expected to lose. So about halfway through the match, he really started getting aggressive and started worrying and looked like maybe he was going to end up losing. And then pretty much the whole third period, I was on top trying to hold him down.
Right.
And a lot of grabbing the ankle, maybe a lot of running him out of bounds. But, yeah, after the match, he was pretty upset.
No, it's 5-2. And he comes in, looks like he wins a 19-3 decision and a 7-2 decision. So he had a pretty tough road, but had you wrestled him before this match? Okay. I just curious. Now, in the finals, you're wrestling from Woodford County, Josh Burton. And, of course, those of you familiar with Kentucky wrestling in the 90s, Woodford County, one of the best programs, well, the best program Kentucky had in the 90s. 93, 96, 97, 99, team state champions. 96, they had JoJo Carr.
Catch son.
Yeah, had Ian Horn. The year before, in 95, they had Josh Campbell win the heavyweight state championship. And, of course, this is the first year at Atherton, or first year at Frankfort. They've been at Atherton all these years. So now you're the first heavyweight under the lights to get a win. And we'll talk about that just in a second. But Woodford County, man, they had all these just incredible names from that was coming up and made that Woodford County tradition what it was in your heyday, and you was able to, beat one of them in the state finals. It's kind of cool. Yeah. Now, of course, we're not going to tell you how the match goes. We have the video. Now, you said you've seen it, but it's been some years, right?
About 15 years, probably.
15 years. And this has the introductions, and it has the match. But also in 1996, you had Livingston Merritt. You had Miguel Merritt. You had some really big, I don't say big, but you had some real prominent names in the upper weights. Were you a natural heavyweight, or did you have to were you bumping up, or do you remember?
Once I got to be about junior, yeah, it was too much to make 215.
I got you. I just curious, because some people, they'll get around that 220 mark, and they're just a better, like their body's just a better fit, and they'll bump up to heavyweight and do better than they would in 215. And that noise you hear is the VCR rewinding, because we're converting to 1986 state finals. So this is my plug. If you have a year that I don't, please reach out to me. You guys are seeing a screenshot here of the years I have. Please reach out. We'd love to be able to meet with more guys like Ryan here today and tell more stories, come to more mat rooms like we're in today, and be able to just let the world see just how good Kentucky wrestling is. So we're going to get our VCR took care of. We're going to get our computer set up. We'll see you guys under the lights in under the lights in Frankfurt, 1996. Let's go. We're under the lights here at Frankfurt at the Dungeon. Now, is this your first time getting to wrestle under lights like this?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, because this was so cool the way that this was, in my opinion, the best atmosphere the KHSAA ever put on. Was under the lights at Atherton. I don't know why I keep saying Atherton today. I'm sorry. It's at Frankfurt, which this building no longer exists. It got demolished a few years ago. But under the lights at Frankfurt in the Dungeon, the best atmosphere the state KHSAA ever put on for any sport. Fight me if you don't believe me. All right, let's go, man. I'll turn it down just a little bit.
You can tell how good Woodford County was at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody's booing them.
Yeah, everybody's booing them. Of course, they, like I said earlier, they win the team state championship. I think that singlet combination's hanging on the wall back here behind us. You guys will see some photos of the Connor Wrestling Room. So are you a better, like, are we looking to take down right off the bat? We're looking just to see what he gives you. What are we looking to do here?
Oh, yeah. You don't get into a big hurry in a heavyweight match. And one thing is you don't want all that weight on top of you.
Oh, that's true.
So
that's a good point.
You kind of feel everybody out and just kind of see how strong they are, see what they're going to go for.
Right. And so you're reaching in for that leg. He's got yours. Nothing. That's smart on your part to reach through that leg right there. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Stalemate. Good. You guys look to be about the same height. Just from the footage here, I can't.
Right. Yeah, he might have been a little heavier than me, but we were pretty much the same size.
I guess you played football, Connor?
Yes.
Did you? So it'd be hard to not get you on the football field. So there you go, got that trip. That's a good move right there, man. Slick. Oh. Uh-oh.
That didn't look so great.
Uh-oh. We're out. So when you're down, are we looking just to get up? Could anybody hold you down? Because a lot of heavyweights have the mindset, there's nobody in the world can hold me down.
Right. Yeah, I'd either switch, or when I stood up, I would look for a switch here instead of actually going for the escape.
Right.
Try to get them to backdrop me.
Right.
And then as soon as we hit the mat, try to be in the position to hit a switch.
There you go. Keep fighting. Keep going. There it is. Get your one. On the neutral. So I got you 3 into the period. That's a fast period. My goodness.
Yeah, just went out a couple of times. So.
Yeah. Way to fight off that half right there. I think he may have locked hands. Yep, he sure did. So you get the penalty point and you get a reversal points.
I usually did better later on in the matches too. I was usually in pretty good shape. My endurance was up pretty good, and most heavyweights dropped off
Yeah.
If they didn't do it in the second period, by the third period, they were usually pretty tired.
Trying for a cradle right there. I'd say you're probably, what, about 230, 240 here, do you remember?
Maybe 230.
Trying for that cradle. Go, 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 go.
Dead position.
Keep going, keep going.
Step 3.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. If nothing else, just hold him there.
Right.
There it is. Ooh, I thought he started to count right there. There it is. 1, 2, 3.
I remember being real nervous right here not to do anything stupid to mess this up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get too aggressive. Like you were saying, got a good position there. Just
hold
ride
him.
out the rest of the period if I have to.
Exactly. Stay right there. Coach, are you yelling to stay there?
Probably. Or else
All right, so he gets his
keep
3
the
near
head
fall.
in the ribs and drive.
Got a lot of flack over that too.
What's that?
The arms above my head, getting my breath.
Hey, buddy, in combat, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Get a few extra breaths. All right, end of the period. All right, you're up 9-2. And I guess he chose down, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Going for that cradle again. Knowing that you're up 7 points, are we pushing the pace? What are we doing? Like, where's your thought process? I'm not finishing this match out.
Just don't screw anything up.
I got you.
Don't do anything stupid.
I got you, man.
You know, if I was going to lose the match, it was because he was going to do something aggressive and good, not that I was going to make some kind of mistake.
I understand. I get it. So, there it is. You didn't lock hands either. That's smart. That's a good. That's a senior. I mean, that really is. That's good mat awareness. Trying like for a head lever right there.
Right.
There it is. Sit through and lean back. Sit through and lean back. Oh. Like a 3/4 going on there, or quarter, I guess.
Jam the head. Push it under.
Push his head under. And there, another thing, man, just staying right there where you're at. Still in bounds. That's it.
Now, we've had a lot of good heavyweights here.
That's awesome, man.
Let's see. Hold on. Here comes the big feet. Oh, cut off.
Hey, cut
Does
off.
it?
Coach Smith carried me off the mat.
Oh, really? That's awesome, man.
We had a lot of good heavyweights here, starting with Chris Ratcliffe and Ed Wilson.
Uh-huh.
He was our first state finalist, Ed Wilson,
Right.
and gone through them. But he had the most technique of any heavyweight.
That's you actually.
He could cradle, he could switch, he could stand up. It didn't matter. He did it.
And that's what I was getting ready to say, man. You wrestled phenomenal. And I'm not. I mean, you didn't heavyweight wrestle. I mean, you wrestled. I mean, you hit
Right.
cradles.
He used technique.
You were That's a good word. Technique. You use a lot of technique that you just don't see a lot of heavyweights do. So, man, did it play out like you thought it did, or anything like different watching it on video, or?
That was about like I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Kind of how I remembered the match too.
Oh, man. Well, buddy, thank you. It was nice to meet you. First time I've got to meet
too.
you today. Thank you for coming and doing this. And I'm sure a lot of the Connor and Northern Kentucky guys, or even, some of the guys that you may have wrestled against or with, or watch this and be like, man, he was all right. He's a good wrestler. I mean, had not seeing that, I would think you were probably, the way you move, like your agility and stuff, probably 215, 189, just because you just didn't wrestle like a heavyweight. I mean, you really didn't. You wrestled good technique, and you knew what worked best for you.
Right. Well, I guess I started young enough that I wasn't always a heavyweight wrestler.
Well, no, I mean,
I had to wrestle. I had to learn how to wrestle everybody else, and then once I got to heavyweight, I had to relearn how to wrestle the bigger guys.
Yeah, and it paid off, man. You're on the wall here forever, and now have this forever, and you can let family, friends, whoever the YouTube audience see this. But man, again, thank you for being here, brother. Really appreciate it. Nice meeting you. That's all we got from the Dungeon 1996 Under the Lights. We got a lot more videos to come here from Connor High School, man. But thank you again for being here. Really appreciate it. And that's all we got. We'll see you guys on the mats.